Welcome back to Let's Not Sugarcoat It. Season 3 is here and we're excited to dive into the core of communication, relationships, and leadership.
We're your hosts, Bella and Lee, a husband and wife duo with a successful business helping couples and organizations get it together to play a bigger game and elevate their relationships and performance.
We believe in keeping it real, so each week we'll bring you incredible guests, entrepreneurs sharing their authentic experiences, along with episodes featuring just the two of us tackling the tough topics.
So, if you're ready to enhance your connections and sharpen your leadership skills, you're in the right place. Let's get started.
Welcome back to another episode of Let's Not Sugarcoat It. Today we have Angel Collins in the house.
Hi.
She is a top 1% real estate mongrel producer. She has reached over $100 million in sales in 4 years.
Yeah.
8 years ago, though, you were in the military.
I was.
And that changed and shifted your life. And now you have your shit together, taking over this industry, taking over this town. Tell us a little bit about your story.
So, okay, wow. Hi, thank you for having me. So, born in East Cleveland. I'm a Cleveland girl, Midwest girly. My background in childhood was just something that was a little bit more traumatic, dysfunctional. So I was definitely, looking back sounds crazy. I was not, I was just such a problematic child, no direction, getting in trouble. I just didn't have the right influences. I was not in the right environment to flourish. And so I remember thinking when I was a teenager, this is not what I'm destined for. Since I was a little kid, I just knew I was not destined for this. This was not, the cards I was dealt was not what I was supposed to be doing. And so, but I also knew what I was terrified of is if I turned 18, what would happen if I had freedom in that space? At 17, I was emancipated, so I could join the Army. So while everyone else was preparing and partying for their senior year, I was in boot camp, changing my life. I was what other way to get out of our environment that, I don't know, I just think there's no better way than to serve our country. So that was my route, and it changed the entire trajectory of my life, the discipline, the structure. I became a sergeant at 20.
Wow.
I was overseas. We closed on the Iraq border. Then we were in Kuwait and Bahrain. And yeah, the rest is history. It opened up my world to also understanding that there was just so much more to life out there than what I was known, what I saw on TV or in my backyard.
Yeah. And what an incredible awareness to have at such a young age to make that conscious choice to leave the environment, because a lot of people are victims of their circumstances, right? That victim mindset, but you saw that this isn't what you were meant for, and you took initiative and you enrolled yourself in the Army, and then now you're here and you're competing with all the men in this industry and women as well. I'm not saying that, women do not compete, but, to be top 1%, what dedication it had, you had to have to get yourself there. Can you talk about what your process was?
Oh man, yeah. So it's interesting because everyone glamorizes entrepreneurship, and I think it's crazy that we glamorize it.
Yeah.
For me, so I graduated from Pepperdine University. While I was in school getting my bachelor's of science of management in business, I had my first child. I was pregnant with my second. Actually, at graduation, I was pregnant with my second. And I was working for a top broker in Westwood, a West Side city here in Los Angeles. And I jokingly say, I was paid, but it was almost like an internship. I barely covered the cost of my food and how much I ate. So, but it was a learning lesson for me. And he taught me so much. He was such an incredible leader in his space. And so then what happened was I decided to go full-time as a real estate agent. One day I went to a Tom Ferry Summit in Dallas, Texas. It's one of the biggest real estate coaches in all of the world. And I realized that I was really comfortable because my then partner, my kid's father, my ex, was paying for my personal expenses. Never was he paying for my business when I decided to go into real estate, but he was paying for me to live a very lavishly life. I didn't have to work, you know? I knew it was on my heart that I wanted to build something for my kids to have a legacy to take over and to inspire women all over the world. But I was really comfortable, and I don't remember who it was that spoke at that summit. I came back and I said, that's it. Like, cut me off. Yeah. Don't help me. Like, cut me off. Don't give me a penny. Like, I don't want you to be a cushion for me. I'm going to do this. And if I can't do this by myself, then I'm not meant to be in the business.
Yeah.
And so I went all in. And that looked like, I don't know, 20-hour days. Mind you, I'm like breastfeeding, pregnant, have my second child. I decided to go full time. I think my son was 6 months, or 4 to 6 months, my second son, when I decided to go into the business full time and just be an entrepreneur on my own. And so it took a lot of trial and error. I will say I worked probably 20-hour days. At one point, we converted my garage into a woman, like, girl boss office. Because I'm like, how am I going to launch a real estate business, be a mom, breastfeed, take care of my kids? At the time, I was even making, like, all natural food. Like, all the things you're supposed to be doing that they're telling you, if not, you're a terrible mother. So I was like, okay, if I'm close enough to home and I can work from home most of the time. And my kids were really involved. Like, I was baby wearing them. I'd have one here, one in a stroller, one here, one baby wearing on my back. I think the first 4 years of my career, maybe 3.5 years of my career, I was in, like, leggings and sweatshirts and T-shirts and, like, praying that my breast milk wouldn't leak. Like, it's crazy, like, things that you just don't even think about.
Yeah.
And I didn't take a commission check I didn't take a salary till last year. Yeah. So I'm like, I just entered my 6th year full time in the business. And it wasn't until last year that I started taking a salary from my company. Every penny I put back into the company to just learn. No one teaches you. To sell a house is one thing to learn. But to build, like, a system and a process and a foundation and a business, and to take risks and understand, like, which ones give a return and who do you hire and fire and, what kind of team, what kind of company. There's no playbook for it that works, especially if you're a mom. Like, I was trying to adopt for a long time, though. Like, when we talk about, male versus, like, male, I don't want to say male versus female, but the difference between a man and a woman, it wasn't until recently that I realized I was adopting a corporate man America style business and mentality. And I'm like, why am I doing that? Like, I got into real estate to be a mom. Fast forward, I have 4 kids. So I had 4 kids in 5 years. And I'm over here trying to adjust their schedule to, like, as if I didn't have children, like a corporate man America, like, way of doing business. And it was stressing them out. So, like, recently I'm like, we're not going to do that.
It does shift, like, business as a female versus a male, especially one that has children. It shifts. And we were talking at coffee about masculine energy versus feminine energy, and how we are now forced a little bit more to live in our masculine energy a lot more, because there's so much more on our plates. And we have to, and I'm sure the army, that structure and like getting that system in place, you're a well-oiled machine running now.
After so many failed forward moments, for sure.
And then you taking that, the communication is so important, right? To get to the level that you're at. Tell me a little bit on how you differ yourself or you stand out in communicating with your clients, because it is like real estate and entrepreneurship. It is all about communication and relationships.
I feel like, number one, every one of my clients will tell you, I like jokingly tell them, but I'm very serious to put me on Do Not Disturb, because I barely sleep. I run like a machine. And so I don't ever want to wake them in the middle of the night. Like, because I'm, like, answering questions. Like, I wake up at 3:30 in the morning to, like, 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning, depending on the season of my life. And I don't, most do not do that. So I'm always like, but I don't want to wait to get you the information, so I'm always available. But for me, I think because I'm just so authentically myself, I don't try to show up to be somebody else. Although at the beginning of my career, I was taught that I had to look a certain way, talk a certain way, be a certain thing to be taken seriously. I just learned that my authenticity and really, truly, like, starting to unpack the layers of being into my feminine instead of being overly masculine served me so much better. And so I build really strong, meaningful relationships. Like, I love the people I'm in business with. Like, I don't, and I'm at the stage now, if I don't think we're a good fit, I will not work with you. There's someone that will better serve you, because I want it to be a good experience for all of us. And so I might not be the realtor for you because of whatever reason, personality or communication style, but my business partner might be, you know? And so I stay true to who I am, and I really have deep relationships. Like, I become like family with my clients. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you said, authenticity. I mean, the world right now, especially with AI and stuff that's on social media, authenticity is what we are now craving. It is, to me, crazy. We used to, back in the day, I'm a little bit older, we had no phones, we had no social, we showed up as who we are ourselves. Yeah. There was not that much pressure to, look a certain way, to get those likes, to get those follows. Now, you sometimes don't show up as your true authentic self. And I find that businesses don't thrive as much because there is like this starvation for authenticity and just showing up. And then the energy too, somebody who's in business, especially, with working on commission and not a steady paycheck, sometimes you take the jobs or the people on that are not aligned. But when you set those boundaries, I feel that's where your business thrives, because energetically you're not being pulled down. Energetically, it's flowing to where it needs to go, and then you're attracting those people who are meant to be working with you. So
I agree 100%. I will say, of course, when you're a new realtor and you're starting a business, you take on everyone. You're like, please, like, I want the business. Yeah. And then you learn like how much you're draining yourself. And a lot of the times it's not like, I just don't think all business is meant for you. Yeah. Now I'm like, I have such an amazing attraction to who my clients are, that even if I'm like, I have really clear boundaries. Like, there's certain times, co-parenting with 4 kids, there's times that are just non-negotiable for me. Like, I'm going to be with my kids unless there's an emergency in business, which most things are not. I will be inaccessible. But my clients I've never, now today, back then, clients would have been like, what? You're not texting me back? Because I didn't attract. I was being something I wasn't just to be in the business, because I was told I had to look, talk, walk a certain way. And I was open to taking on everything, which I'm glad I did, because I got to learn, what do I like? What don't I like? Who do I like to work with? What kind of clients? But now, like, if I tell my clients, like, hey, these days, like, don't expect to hear from me from these hours, like, I'm having family dinner, or, it's this going on. Yeah. They want me to have those boundaries in time with my kids. Like, unless it's an emergency, they want me to disconnect and have a life. You know?
And it's so important, because burnout is a thing, a major, more so than ever, because that instant reply that everybody's wanting from somebody you're working with. So I love that you set those boundaries, because it is important to have that time for yourself to recoup, to be present with your children, with your family, and just relax a little bit here and there, right? Tell me a little bit about the women's group. It's so exciting.
Yeah, Girls Power Network. Yes. So it's interesting, because the world works, the universe, God, work in such a crazy way. But I moved out here initially with someone because we wanted to build a women's community, right? We went on different paths. She had her life, I had my life. And then I met Huda, and she's my best friend. And she founded Girls Power Network. So we are a membership-based exclusive society of women. I'm so proud to say, like, the most beautiful inside and out, high-level, top-tier women that you can think of in all different industries. Law, med spas, healers, influencers, investors, real estate, it's a safe space for us to come together and really support one another and create collaboration over competition and show what it's like to be truly like someone that supports and collaborates and doesn't compete. Because people at the top don't compete with one another. There's no competition. Yeah, like, what's meant for you is yours, and what was not meant for you was supposed to go to someone else, you know? So Huda founded Girls Power Network, and I stumbled across it. I actually was paying for my membership for, up to a year without even attending anything, because I was in a darker season of separation and figuring things out. And one day she's like, we need to meet, because, and then she asked me, like, you've been paying every month, like, for what? I was like, well, I really believe in what you guys are doing. She's like, you're not coming, though. And I was like, I had to make sure my energy was aligned to show up in this space the right way, you know? And so, but what I learned is it's a beautiful thing when we join forces. Yeah. And you see so much on television these days of, like, women bashing each other, bringing each other down, competing, whether it's your career, who's a better mom. For men, it's disgusting. It's really ruined sisterhood. And we're completely opposite of that.
Because like you said, women have been pegged against each other because we've had to compete in a male society. Yeah. You know, when we come into the workforce, we are told to be like the men energy. You said that before, right? You had to show up a certain way. You were competing with yourself because you were running a business that was tailored to a corporate male dominant.
My coaches were men too until recently. Yeah. It wasn't until recently I got a woman coach. And I'm like, well, duh, that makes sense. She knows what it's like to be an entrepreneur and be in business and have kids. Yeah. That's who should be leading me. Yes. You know? Yeah. Not like, listen, I also have a coach that's a man too. Yeah. He serves in a different way. But yeah, we're brought into these spaces and we're like pegged against one another. In every aspect, you know, what does your family look like? What does your career look like? Yeah. Are you more successful? What do your looks and beauty look like? We're even competing on beauty standards these days. And it's so gross.
Yeah. No, it is quite the world to be navigating right now as a female entrepreneur, because there's so much pressure to be, like you said, certain ways. So when you are, because now you have a team that you're building. So how, and you said to me that you're bringing in male energy. So how are you navigating leading in your environment, and how are you leading differently as a female boss that is mentoring others that are coming into your business?
Well, that's a good question. So interestingly enough, I am in all women's spaces. Everything I do happens to be dominantly women's spaces. I have to say, though, because I get this common misconception, because there is, in my opinion, a toxic feminist movement that hates men or wants to strive to be like a man. Yeah. I have no desire to be like a man. Yeah. I don't hate men. I love our men. I think there's so much synergy in the energies together. So I have a lot of business partners that are men, or I have one of my main coaches that's a man, and he's great. But I do believe that we need a space. And I do believe that while we're still navigating true equality, and when I see equality, that doesn't mean like I want to carry my own bags and open my own door. I mean, like we have each other, we have roles, but like we get paid the same for the same skill level, that we're recognized and respected. And we have, you know, we're treated just like our male counterparts are, obviously because we deserve it and we're earning of it, not just because it's entitled. But, so having that mindset, but then going into a space with a lot of women, it is different leading both, because being in the military, you learn too. Women naturally, majority, most of us, all of us we have emotions and we have hormones that men don't have. And so, and a lot of us, I think one of my superpowers is being around women that have never had true sisterhoods. And then they almost think I'm fake at first. Yeah. Like, could you really be this loving and kind? Yeah. It's like almost it doesn't seem real. Yeah. Because they're not used to it. Like that it comes with no objection, and I don't have any reservation or motive behind it. So, but I come into the space of like, how can I lead with love and grace and show up knowing, especially leading women, that you gotta lead them differently, you know, and understand that we have different challenges than men, and that's okay. Yeah. Like when I had a larger team at one point, like I think I even knew majority of our agents' cycles, you know? Yeah. They were more tired, more a little, you know.
You're aligned.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, what do you guys want me to, like, should we like be like cooking? What do you want me to bring? Like, you know, we're just more soft and in those times of like being a little bit different. And it's okay, you know? I don't want to slay the dragons that men slay every day. But I also want to teach women that they can be strong, they can negotiate, and they can build empires with a touch of that masculine energy combined with like being in tune with your feminine. I think it goes such a long way.
I think when you're in your masculine too long, you lose your feminine ability for your intuition. That's, I feel like, when you're starting to make mistakes, because you're getting into business ventures that are not meant for you, because you're not listening to what is truly meant for you, because we're in there for way, way too long.
I also think, like, to piggyback off that, is like when someone's in their from my experience, when women are in their masculine for so long, it's because they're coming from a place of survival.
Yes.
It's because they have to be strong. It's because they have to show up, because they didn't have someone doing that for them in those areas. So, and I think nothing is beautiful about coming from a place from survival. You know, I don't think that you energetically align with anything that is overly abundant for you when you're coming from a place of survival instead of abundance. Yeah.
And that energy shows too when you're doing business with somebody who's really desperate to get that business. And how important is it to have a partner and lean on your community? So I think that's what's really important for women, is start leaning on each other.
I agree.
Versus, like we talked before, being in competition. Because we can accomplish greater things together than individually. Because we lost a bit of our sisterhood. We used to do circles. Like when you're looking back in history, we used to hang out, we used to sing, we used to chat, we used to help each other, right? Kids were running around while we were doing whatever we needed to be doing. But now it's like, well, that's been taken away from us. And slowly but surely, I think there is a global awakening.
I do believe that too.
Where we're becoming a little bit more conscious and aware of, okay, we are coming home to ourselves. We're coming home into our feminine and leading with that, leading with more compassion, leading with more understanding, leading with the whole, arms around you. My girlfriend says, you build a table for everyone, then they will come. And if there is no spot for you, you just build your own. A hand up, not a hand out. Right? So
I agree. And I feel like I'm super big on having a village and community in every space. I think it's so important. We can't do it all by ourselves. And I just think also being creative in what that looks like. Like, for example, my family clients, some are single moms, some are, married with kids. I've even, because I don't really have the bandwidth majority of the time to do open houses on the weekends, which is a huge thing for real estate agents to do. So instead, when I have clients that are looking to buy houses, I offer for their kids to come to my house. Well, I set them up for their showing days to go be able to see 10 homes without having to worry about their kids getting stressed out, and, just creating support in creative ways and understanding what people need, for both men and women, but especially for women. Like, we just need to just be more open-minded about what sisterhood looks like. And I do believe we have to check ourselves, because, like, sometimes, just because it's ingrained in you, you're automatically, comparing. And as soon as you start comparing, it doesn't come from a place of love, in my opinion. And I think that, I don't know, my most fruitful partnerships and business ventures have all been out of a labor of love. And
I love what you're saying about becoming more creative in how you support your team, because we do need different support at different times, especially, you said you're a single mom, you have 4 kids. You cannot operate as a executive male who has no responsibilities except just to go to work and come home to everything being done for them, right? So I think that's where the leadership is shifting. That's where companies are going to grow, are those who are now embracing, because I'm a little bit older than you, so I'm stepping into my perimenopause stage, and I find that a lot of women are now leaving the workplace because we're just told to deal with the shit, just deal with it. So we're losing the wisdom. We come with a lot of wisdom as we age, but now companies are letting that go because hormones, that, so many life changes. And if we actually look at human beings as human beings, not human doings, there's going to be such great movement towards that compassionate leadership, getting things more done. Because you put a mother of 4, like you said, you are, into a space, she will do a lot more in 4 hours, 6 hours than any guy
100%.
that has,
even for 16 hours. It's interesting because I always say, if I were to create a company, I think the first person I would interview to hire would be a mom.
Yeah.
Because your home is like a corporation, right? It's an organizational chart and structure, especially if you're a really busy family and your kids are, like have schedules like mine. Like even we were at a team meeting yesterday and I'm trying to maneuver where my kids are going to be. Like, okay, who's staying at Nana's before they start school? I have to do this. I have this meeting. I have to go here, this open house. These are the schedules of my nannies, and then I want to be there and I want to be present. And so you have to operate differently, and you don't waste time because every moment that you're not with your children, it has to make sense.
Yeah.
So like people always will like, I'll tell people all the time, I'm like, my biggest triggers are when people that are ungrateful and inefficiencies.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we have to respect people's time because we can never get that back. It's the most valuable thing.
Yeah.
But a mom that operates at a high level in her household, she's a CEO, COO, CFO, like you name it, she knows how to do all the roles. She'd be great to run any organization.
Well, that's because we run organizations at home before, right?
Yeah.
And then some.
Yeah.
So do you have anything in place for yourself? Because I know in my home, certain tasks are just not worth my time because we also sometimes try to control as women in leadership, also like entrepreneurs who have been reliant on themselves to be doing all of it. What do you do to take some of that off of your plate to buy back some of that time so that you're not burning out?
That's good. So I'm a queen of delegation. Like I don't know anyone that delegates better than me. So I have an amazing business partnerships, first of all, in everything I do. They complement me in ways, and not all of them actually are in a very different season of life. Either they don't have children or their children are grown. So it's like our commitment levels and time availability is different. So that also offsets and helps. I have an amazing support team in my business that help me. I don't know what I would do without them. Like I lean on them for even Sabrina's in the Philippines and she'll sit on calls and wait for a doctor to get on a virtual appointment and then call me to tell me to get on so I can make my time maximized, and then at home I have, it's not always been this way. I didn't get my first mommy's helper until I was pregnant with my fourth and building my team. But now I have an amazing village at home too. So much that they do so much for me. And I think at one point I got so used to it and entitled, if I'm being honest, like spoiled by it, that now I feel like God has been repositioning my heart to come back and see how I can serve them. So I'm like learning how to do laundry again. Like, not because I have to, they're amazing and I don't need to, but I want to show them like acts of service to show them that I care and I want to be in these spaces with them. But I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have time from everything else being delegated off my plate. Like Girls Power Network, I wouldn't be able to be an executive director and helping with that and propelling that mission forward and launching podcasts and writing my first book if I didn't have the most phenomenal people behind me. Like, Angel, how can I help you? Yeah. What can I do? How do I take this off your plate? At one point, we were hiring for director of operations over and over and over again. We finally figured out who we needed and what role. Yeah. But my business partner, Emery, was like, maybe we don't hire a director of operations. Maybe we just hire you an executive assistant that's like attached to you, like your shadow. Yeah. Because you have so much going on. And if you could just have someone support you, then our business will thrive. And like, that's how selfless the people in my world are. Yeah. Like, how can I serve you? Yeah. And I want to come from even a better, like, I think I do that, but because I'm so busy running around all the time, I don't get to show the acts of service all the time. So I think I'm in a season of like, because I'm the queen of delegation and I have a little bit more spare time, I want to come in and show everyone that's like really believed in me and loves on me and is a part of my success. Like, what can I do to show you how much I'm like, you mean to me, you know? Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah. And that comes from the heart, but also comes from the fact that you relinquish some of the control.
I had and it's hard as a Capricorn, type A. I used to say, like, listen, if you're listening, like, my best advice is, and I'm really good. Like someone asked me the other day when we were at lunch, like, were you trained on operations? I'm like, no, I learned it the hard way. I trained myself. I went to Pepperdine, don't get me wrong, but I don't think anything prepared me for building a company. And, but it was so hard for me to let go and delegate initially because I thought I was really good at all things. Yeah. And then I started learning, once I started delegating to the right people, I'm actually not that good, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what we tell our clients is like, you are stuck where you are because you're running everything.
Yeah.
You're not allowing, and you're not going to be good at everything. So find what you are
like
good at.
You could have like a talent in these things, but then when you open up the doors to say like, I'm ready to receive the person that would fulfill this space better than me. You're like, dang, I wasn't that good. Like I was good. I got us here. So if you're watching, like, be ready and be ready to receive someone that is even better than you.
Yeah.
And I think that's also a big thing too. And I think where women and men differ, it's hard for us to start asking for help. But I think once we do and we get comfortable with that, it's a beautiful thing. But I don't believe that we have an ego. Like a lot of men carry egos in their business. I don't see that as much with women. I think we're more humbled. I think we should have a little bit more pride sometimes. Like, damn, I'm really good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a boss bitch, you know, like I'm good at what I do and I'm ready and I'm like, and I'm like totally overqualified for this position. We don't tend to ask for things because we just feel intimidated. Men go out there, and the reason why I believe that they truly get paid more than us, other than the majority of the reason, is because they will ask for what they want. We're not taught to do that. We're taught to be, you know, gentle and loving and kind, and like
we're taught to be servant.
Yeah, and serve and not ask for things.
Right? Be
and
a
like,
good girl. Serve this, serve that. Right?
Yeah.
Take care of everyone.
If you're too nice, like, you're flirting. If you're too assertive, then you're a bitch. Like, it's just like these stereotypes. So, so I feel like that's the other thing too, is like being a woman in business and like not having an ego.
Yeah.
And just knowing like that is like, will change your whole business.
Yeah. I love what you said, ask for what you want, because I used to focus on the things I didn't have. And that's where my energy went. Once I shifted that language and my mentality, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start asking for the things I want. All the doors start opening, you know, opportunities were left, right, and center. And then we created that plan, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, never more, never less.
No, I love that, because I'm in that phase too. Now that I've been open to receive, like, I'm always like, I receive, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even everyone asks me, like, if I'm dating, I'm like, I'm not dating. However, I have a letter to God. Yeah. And I always say, God, in your timing, I am ready to receive. And it's the whole letter, like every category in a man. But like, so even like that, like in every area, if you just come instead of a place of lack, but it's coming from a place of intention. Yeah. And you're like, I receive, I'm open to, like, you know, because truthfully, like I'm a spiritual Christian. I feel weird even saying Christian sometimes because there's just so much bad done in the name of Christianity. But I believe that I co-create this with God. Like He knows better. But like people are like, how do you believe in manifestation in the universe and you also believe in God? I'm like, well, like in my mind, God created the universe and He also gave us power of our own thoughts, which are so amazing. And if there's something that's not meant for me, as much as I want to like manifest it and receive it, it won't happen. My path will not align. So, but I do pray and manifest with hope, like with trying to hear what's supposed to come from me and download and sit in silence. So I think that we're just becoming a more intentional group of entrepreneurs, healers, like collaborative. Like I think we've reached a movement. Someone said the other day, like, this world is so ugly. I'm like, I see so much beauty in the change.
However you want to see it is how you're going to receive it.
I see people that are like leading their business with intention, moms that are like bringing their kids into their business and going against the grain. Like, do you think it was like, I've showed homes, $25 million properties in Target jumpsuits with like having to wear a scarf over me because my breast milk was leaking, you know? Like, people are like, what are you doing? Like, that's not okay. But guess what? Like, the clients love me. Yeah. I see us fighting all these boxes that we put in ourselves as women every day. And I just think that it's like a movement that's going to be beautiful for generations to come.
Yeah. I love that. Who said it's not okay? Yeah. That's the question, right? Who said? Who told you? And it's funny because we are conditioned and we come from different backgrounds, different countries and whatnot. But overall, we've been conditioned a certain way when you look at females. But we are shifting. We're taking back the control. We're taking back our own selves, you know, and coming home and being like, no, actually, run this mother foe, right? And we're going to run it our own way. Nobody's going to tell me how to do it because I'm going to lead my team my people, my children, the way I want to do it, not like anybody else.
Because there's pressures in us in every area, like how you mother.
Yes.
People are like judging you like crazy. Oh my God, you don't even have to have a kid first. You could just be pregnant. The judgments that come in on that, you know, like how you lead a business, how you show up for your husband, how you, if you don't want a husband, if like how you date, like everything has like these pressures. And I feel like so many women now are like, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm hoping because that we kind of start shifting and saying, hey, what are we being fed through social media, just media, not even just media,
just
of
every
what's
day
right, what's wrong, you know, going back to pregnancy, the birthing plans. I think that's the dumbest thing ever. Like the baby will do whatever it wants to do, right?
But you're also like judged, right? Like if you do an epidural versus if you don't, if you're natural and you're that, like.
I went to a yoga class and I was telling them how amazing I'm going to have a C-section and I'm definitely getting an epidural. And every woman
was petrified, probably.
She was like, they were like, how I'm going to birth naturally in the pool in my house. I'm like, good for you. It ain't going to be me. I'm done with the pain, right? So don't judge. But So I do love that we are, you know, creating spaces for women to come together to create that sisterhood. Looking forward to the retreat that's coming up. So just touch a little bit on that and then we'll wrap it up.
So we are co-producing a Girls Power Network and Connect TV, Conscience TV series on all women retreat. It is going to be, you know, filled with workshops of everything from sex coaching, relationships, tapping into your feminine. You're going to be doing a workshop, healthy relationships, nervous system reboot, Reiki. We're even doing like a ceremony, and it's just a group of diverse women. Actually, most of them are in our GPN community, but there's a handful that are not. And I'm so excited. But coming together to do a lot of breakthroughs, healing, and also create a lot of great, deep memories in sisterhood, showcasing, like, not reality TV, like, what really is beautiful, you know? And it's because we really want to take this movement global. We want to be an exclusive, and when I say exclusive, I don't mean, like, you have to look a certain way or make a certain amount. It means, like, your heart and your values, your heart, your soul, your mindset have to align. I mean, we all come from different backgrounds of faith and where we're from, what we do, what industries we're in, how we view things are also different. But the one thing that we're really all aligned in is that we don't compete. We collaborate. We love. We're all about growth. So passionate about growth and like leading each other in a better, beautiful trajectory. So we are going to make a global impact around the world of a sisterhood society that pops up all over. And it's going to start with our first TV series on Connect TV, Apple, Roku, Amazon, and who knows, we're just trusting that it's going to plant itself exactly where it's supposed to be.
And I'm so excited to be a part of it. And I love that we are, you know, coming together and being human beings, you know, without just the human doings. So I love that.
No, I mean, it's already starting. You're from Canada.
I know.
We're going to be in Tulum. You know, we have, you know, from Morocco. Like, you know, we have women from all over. So now we just want to showcase that beautiful diversity and like the heart and soul of all of these women everywhere.
Like it's that human connection, you know, is missing online. It's where the world is going. It's now, you said you wanted to be an exclusive group because there's so much noise out there. So now we need to filter out where we focus our energy and attention. You know, what do we want to consume? Do we want to consume all the crap that's out there, especially with AI, or do we want to fill our souls and our mind?
And a lot of it's changing. Like even me, like even going into this trajectory of like, you know, when I met Kent that owns Connect TV and like all these different people I've been aligning with, like I still like to go out and have a good time, but even how I want to show up is differently because like the response, like launching podcasts and then like this TV series is like, as women, we have a different level of responsibility once we're exposed to the world of digital, right? And so I want to just be able to showcase that because it's completely opposite than what you see now, where women are like fighting for men on
reality
TV and beating each other up. And it's like, for what? Like, there's so many men out there. What are we fighting over the same ones for?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be able to like meet these like-minded individuals and have, even like I said, like I love our guys, like even having someone like Kent that isn't a woman but loves to respect women and honor them and uplift them and showcase them in a certain light. I think that's the beauty of the masculine and the feminine.
And that's how you attract those energies, because Kent came back into my life not too long ago, and it was through being that open and shifting. It's like, what do I want to manifest in this world? Who do I want to attract into my circle? Being so selective of who you allow in. So I'm also super grateful for Kent and Connect TV and, putting us together in this space and just moving and shaking the new era of what it means to be women entrepreneurs and just women in this world.
Yeah. So, and I'm grateful for you for creating this space to be able to have this conversation, and I can't wait to go deeper into like your coaching on our retreat and share more about that.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful experience.
So where can people find you?
Angel Collins. Unfortunately, I know it sounds like I'm the one and the only, but there's a lot of us. So Angel Collins __ on Instagram. And from there you can find everything I'm doing. Podcasts, my sons, the Vartanian brothers. They're going into the digital space too. It's very interesting as a parent in LA. But yeah, I would love to connect with you. I'm here. Like, my DMs are a fun place of questions. So if you have any questions or you want to connect, especially if you're a woman, I'd love to have like a sisterhood. And if you want to know what's going on with our Girls Power network movement, like, please like reach out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll link all that in our description. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye. Yay.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights to elevate your life and business.
If you found value in our conversation, spread the love. Share this episode with family and friends, and let's grow this supportive community together.
And don't forget to like and follow us so we can reach more amazing people just like you.
Until next time, remember, let's not sugarcoat it. Keep it real, raw, and unfiltered.